What's up YouTubes, it is here with the Volume 2 of Advanced Tips and Tricks. Pelts to scrap. You notice that you're very low on scraps. A good easy way to get some extra scraps is you can break down pelts. Look for the pelt. Pelt. Hold shift and click. 3 leather scraps, not to mention the scraps that they drop on the ground. Market. Market is very useful for transporting items over long distances. Our second mine is really far away from our village. Here's primary village, here's where our second mine is. Creating a market will provide sleds, and if you assign an NPC to the market, it'll allow you to do tasks. Now here it's going to say no resource, no destination. Your first source has to be a warehouse, so we built a little warehouse out here. And you can see it says trade because those are the buildings we have built on the warehouse. Click confirm. What's the destination? Warehouse 3, which is one of the warehouses. Yep, warehouse 3, which is one of the warehouses inside the primary village. Alright, so you want to select your person. And he's, oh, I got no cart. You select the cart. Now, I would usually use the ones that came with the building. If you make a cart and assign it to him, he'll take that cart and he'll run with it, and you won't be able to get it again. So select one of the sleds, and now we got to select the item. We want him to take as much iron ore back as possible each run, and hit create. So now his task will be to come here, grab some more, and run it back to town non-stop. You can add other tasks where you can have him take the large stone back, but for this to work you have to have the market and then a warehouse, and whatever buildings you build inside the warehouse will show up on the trade menu we were just looking at. I lost my first market, that's what that's about. And here's the mine. You also, to make things more streamlined, you assign someone to the warehouse, so they will go to the mine, get the iron, put it into the iron basket, and then your runner will run it to your main village, supplying your village with massive amounts of wood. A cool little trick I like to do is say I need a whole bunch of birch. Then what I would do is build the building resource marker. Once your building resource marker is built, you come out here and just start chopping away. And you chop all the trees down, get into the breakdown point where it's a whole bunch of logs, whatever else. And within this area, you chop these trees down within inside the flag. The NPCs will come and get the wood that they need for the buildings or the beams or anything else. And doing this will streamline your wood production greatly. Another cool tip I wish we would have known sooner is when you're playing with multiple people and you go to pin a building, if they pin the building also, puts a +1 next to that, and the NPCs will focus that building before any other buildings. Pinning buildings under tab is not only for you to track what is going on, but it tells the NPCs which buildings you want to focus on. They look at the one at the top, see what it needs, and if they can't get that, then they'll move down the list. Having 2 people have the same building pin puts it as highest priority. Tab menu. The tab menu is very useful in managing your village from afar. When you hit tab, you can see all your workstations, and all the bars sections group up so you can quickly navigate through them. So say you have a brand new person, you go here and you see how many people are in each building, and you're like, oh hey, here we go, 5 out of 6. Go here, assign your homeless person, and you can do this from anywhere on the map. That way you don't have to worry about them. Another cool feature inside your tab menu is settlement storage. This shows you every item that you have in your village. I primarily used it for iron. See where the iron was tracking as far as where we had ore to ready to go, and then for tools, what parts tools we have to what tools we have made, and keeping track on the arrows for the defensive guards. Another cool feature in the tab menu is the little quick breakdown of the NPC schedules. Say you like this person's schedule, you want this person's schedule to match that one, you simply hit copy schedule, then paste, and it changes their schedule. As an easy way if you have multiple people who you need to quickly change their schedule to. Off at the side, your general tells you have 6 villagers unhappy. Hopefully no one else has 6 villagers that are unhappy, which, as you can see, for the most part, out of our 51, most of them are 90s and 100s. And then we have our ones that are offset: work hours, work anxiety. Work anxiety is mainly because they don't feel safe wherever they're working at. So you can look and see they are at Workshop Pit 2. That building doesn't have a fence around it. It's one of the newer buildings, and I don't believe it's within the patrol. So if we were to put a patrol flag near this new workshop, then the work anxiety should go away. Work hours, most of the time it's day shift and night shift, and then sometimes they're just lazy. No matter what you do, they will not be happy with work hours. If you are at risk of losing this person, like they're down in the 20s or teens, what you can do is use a preset schedule for sleep, and it goes all sleep, or you can do one of all leisure and apply it. And what that does is it completely makes it where they don't work for a while. It will increase their see, now it's just slightly decreasing sleep hours. You get a sleep hours bonus, right? And then also, once you get totems, that'll help as well with the happiness. Storing items to increase the durability. This is something I didn't know for a very long time, but storing items actually reduces the durability loss. So this is like a little side tip. There's no showing or whatnot or sitting there watching it decay, but for example, the food in my inventory or the food on the table of the kitchen will decay faster unless it is inside the warehouse food rack. Normally you don't have any issues with food lying around, especially with 51 villagers. They eat it so fast it doesn't even matter. But cooked food storage will slow down the decay of food. The same thing goes with your arrow racks, any of your materials, if they are stored in the warehouse with the roof, they will decay slower. And with everything in the game having the ability to decay, including rocks, this is a very useful tip. Combat EXP. This one is more of a cheese than it is a tip, but I guess you could say it's a tip. Head over to your barracks. If you get right up against the thing, the rail with a one-handed weapon, you hit both targets. EXP is gained on per hit. So if you get just right, oh, that wasn't right. You can, every swing, bam, and there you go. At some points in time, you can gain a triple hit if you're using a two-handed weapon. Swing, swing, swing. But this way, no matter which way you're swinging, there you go. Triple hit. Oh, no. Sweet spot. Gotta find that sweet spot. This is how you can quickly train your melee skills. Well, that concludes Volume 2 of Advanced Tips and Tricks. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and join us again, trying not to die. Check out the videos on the screen, support the channel in the descriptions below.